Hello and welcome to this week's Profit Visibility Lab. The Profit Visibility Lab is a thinking space for founders to come and develop and understand the context around the decisions that you make every single day that are most important and the language to help you to identify and solve those pressing problems. Today, we're talking about revenue. Revenue is up, but why does it feel tight? So, revenue is growing, but why does it feel tight? You can probably think back to when you first started your business, and if you reflect on what you thought this point in your business would be like, it probably would be different. What you expect from growth is that it create breathing room, not that it feel almost less strengthening and encouraging and more pressing and more pressure. And that pressure is what we're talking about here today. What often happens instead of the breathing room that we expect is the pressure. The pressure comes first before the relief. Nothing is broken, but the visibility is lagging behind the decisions that you need to make. The pressure when revenue is growing, but it feels tight, comes from three areas: timing gaps, from margin drag, and operational load. And so, if we look at these individually, with respect to timing gaps, if timing if revenue is there, but there's a lag with your relief from that, what that tells me is it's related more to timing and not to volume. With respect to margin drag, this is where the product mix impacts your business. For example, you are, it doesn't look, nothing looks broken. You're busy, but you're not free. That's where this comes into play. And it is because it's in that space where you have the revenue, you're busy delivering, but the value that you're delivering is hidden somewhere else in the business. Okay. And then finally, your operating load is around the systems behind it. There's too much human interaction being involved in systems that should be automated to free up space. So, this may not be apparent to you right away, but the way it shows up for founders is decisions feel heavier than the numbers. On the surface, it looks like you should be fine. It should be a no-brainer to hire that person. But the reality is that even if you can't put your finger on it, if something doesn't feel right, there's probably a lagging visibility item that you haven't seen yet. And we have to trust that. And what we're doing in the visibility lab is we're providing a thinking space to be able to not only understand the context of what may or may not be causing that nudge that you feel, and also the language to describe it, because as we can describe it and create the context, we can have deeper conversations and deeper thinking as required to resolve those issues. And so revenue does not equal relief. As I've mentioned in those examples, when the contract comes in, that's not necessarily relief. There's some other decision and other variables at play that many times you as the founder are the only one who has the details, and those are running around in your mind. And what we're doing is we're giving you space to think. Revenue doesn't equal relief. This lab makes pressure visible. In most cases, those pressure points are probably happening all at the same time in many cases. And so you're not going to fix everything at once. You're going to pick the pressure that is speaking the loudest, and respond to that. Once you have visibility into that particular pressure, then you typically know what to do. Here on the Profit Visibility Lab, you can watch it live. There's no registration required for this event, and it is really designed to be a thinking space. You don't need to fix anything yet. Once you can see clearly, the next move becomes obvious.